Hey guys, how are you doing today? Guess what day it is? Not Tri-Tea Tuesday, it's Miss USA Review Day. If you don't know me, I'm a former Miss USA. This pageant was actually my 5-year anniversary. Oh my gosh, time flies. So my name is Nia Sanchez. I'm Miss USA 2014-2015. And if you're new to my channel, please subscribe real quick. Just click that subscribe button. And hey, even before the video gets started, why not give us a thumbs up? Also, I apologize for my hands in advance. I spray tanned myself and kind of like jacked it up a little. Anyway, today we're talking about Miss USA. I'm going to try to kind of get through this pretty quick for you guys. I know that some review videos can be super long, mine included. So I'm going to try to hit all the points. I may not talk in detail about every girl. I apologize if I don't. Literally every single person on that stage was beautiful. It's Miss USA. They are also accomplished and have all done great things and are absolutely beautiful to get to that stage in their competition career. So let me just say that first, okay? But let's get right into it. I have my notes on the girls. Also, my eyes are always a little red. I swear I'm not high. Promise. After wearing eyelashes for like a week straight, that'll do it to you. You know what I'm saying? Let's hop right into it before we get into the top 15. The opening number, T-Pain was the performer. He was fun. He was great energy, but I love that this is the first time in years that the girls have danced. Can I get an amen? Let's comment below if we love the dancing. I'm not a dancer, and I feel like there were 3 groups of girls. The ones that could dance in heels and they were like working it out. Then the girls that could kind of just like move in heels a little bit, that would have been me. And then the girls that can't even dance and have no rhythm, and they were in the back just kind of like walking back and forth, which is totally fine as well because that has nothing to do with placement. But I loved seeing the girls actually dance and perform. It was pretty cool. The host, Nick and Vanessa, way different than last year. Last year I thought they were great. This year I thought they were phenomenal. Oh my gosh, you guys. They were so comfortable. They were just having fun with each other, having a good time with the girls. They made you feel like you're part of the pageant and part of their family almost. Like they were just really relatable and cool. So good job, Nick and Vanessa. Vanessa's also a former Miss Teen USA. And people say that my husband, Daniel, looks like Nick. So maybe I'll have to like scoot over a little bit, compare those pictures right here, see if you guys agree with that. Let's get into our list. Top 15 was Florida. Hello, Face for Days. In prelims, she really stood out to me, especially the way that she was smizing to the camera. She's beautiful. New Mexico, we'll get into that a little bit later because she makes it all the way to the top 3. Spoiler alert, sorry. Yeah, I'm obsessed with her for a reason. Arkansas, she was so beautiful. Red dress, worked it on stage. Ohio, she's the girl that her package said that she does not edit any of her photos, doesn't like filter edit any of that. And I thought that was wonderful because we definitely need a little more realness in our social media lives. Oklahoma, I'll get more into her later as well. I was a huge fan from way before the pageant ever even started. Oh my gosh. I really like her. Iowa, beautiful. Minnesota, Face for Days. Girl, she got face. DC, she was absolutely lovely, and I knew that she would be up there because she comes from just a really great pageant prep background with the Crawford family. Louisiana, oh my gosh, she was a complete surprise for me. I did not have her on my radar. A little bit in prelims, but not at all before that. And she really reminded me of my friend Claire. I'll have to put up a little picture. I'm gonna try to sit to the side in this video so I can put pictures up here. North Carolina, oh my gosh, hello. We'll get into that a little bit later too. She was amazing. Kansas, she had legs, she had tan, she had hair, she was working it. I love that she wore a black dress. Almost none of the girls that made it into the cut had a black dress, and that high slit was amazing. She really rocked it in swim as well. But Pennsylvania, oh my gosh, y'all, she's the only one that showed up with a real walk. Like everybody else had cute walks and good walks and confident walks. She was walking, as Deshauna will say, and I bet you I'm gonna start quoting Deshauna in all my videos because she has tons of opinions and I love like 99% of them on her pageant opinions. She was walking. Oh my gosh, go girl. Then there was Maryland, who was so beautiful, Face for Days in a yellow dress. Hawaii, absolutely beautiful, very young though. So lately we've been having older winners, older in the pageant world. So it was cool to see someone a little bit on the younger side make it in, like rep for the younger girls and shorter girls. So I was proud of her. And then Nevada, home state, Nevada, go Nevada. I'm always cheering on Nevada. I can't wait till we have another Miss Nevada win Miss USA. Tiana got close. Ugh. I'm obsessed with her too. So we'll get more into that as we keep going. I'll share a little more information about each of them. I thought everyone in the top 15 was deserving. I wish there was like a top 20 so we could include more girls. So some girls that I was completely shocked did not make it were Alabama. Oh my gosh, the minute I saw her face in prelims, I was like, face, face, face. She's so beautiful. Arizona. Kind of Jersey. I didn't get to know her a lot in advance or follow her too much on social media. She's beautiful, of course, but it's way more than beauty. So I'm trying to see like what girls that I got to understand who they are personality-wise, plus how beautiful they were and how they presented themselves. Texas. Yeah. Hello? Where was Texas? The thing is that we see these girls, we maybe follow them a little bit on social media, we see how beautiful they are, but we're not in the interview room. So there is a reason for everything, but also if there was a top 20, I do feel like some of these girls would have been in the top 20. Also Virginia, on my notes for her, I said, oh my gosh, so beautiful, very close. Like she was on my cusp. Like I had a top 15 list. She was right there. Depending on if anybody got switched out, she could have been put in top 15 for sure on my list. Also California, so beautiful. I've met her before. I get really biased when I meet girls. Obviously she's beautiful, super in shape, and I've also met her, so I'm like, oh, she's such a sweetheart. But I did not get to work with her or coach her, so I don't know how her interview is. And I did get to coach a handful of girls. I mean, girls are ready for Miss USA, y'all. They're not showing up like, oh, maybe it'll work out. These girls are ready. So we cut from the top 15 down to a top 10, but we did swimsuit walk in top 15. I'm not gonna go into details on everyone's swimsuit walk. They pretty much all rocked it as far as I can remember. So y'all, I was sitting second row, not front row, but second row, and I could see the stage perfectly, but every once in a while a camera would swoop up and come in front of me to get the right shot, and I wouldn't be able to see everything up close and personal. I would have to watch it on the big screen in the room, but everybody did really good with their walks. Top 10 was Arkansas, Ohio, Kansas, North Carolina, DC, New Mexico, Maryland, Florida, Nevada, and Oklahoma. I was happy with the top 10. The only one I would have really put in there to go another step further was Pennsylvania. Obviously, everybody else is amazing too. Could have seen Louisiana up in there. I need to like have this taped up here so I'm not looking so far down. Actually, I'm gonna go do that real quick. Hold on. Okay. Oops. Take them here. So hopefully I'm not looking so far down as much. Don't fall, please. Top 10, we moved on to evening gown. The girls rocked it. I just loved Kansas's overall different, non-super pageanty appearance. I love that she had straight hair, which we saw a lot in Miss Universe, but we don't see a lot on the Miss USA stage. So her long, long, long straight hair, sexy, like long legs, popping out of the slit in evening gown, beautiful. Ohio to me just seems like the super sweet girl next door, and I really, really liked her. Maryland, I loved her yellow dress. New Mexico, okay guys, I'm gonna start getting into my favorites a little bit more. So New Mexico, I was very blessed to be part of her team, to coach her, prepare her for just, especially the mental space going into Miss USA is so difficult, but mental space, wardrobe, everything, she's knows what she's doing. She's been competing for years, but I was very excited to be a part of her team and help her prepare overall for Miss USA. So I loved everything she did on stage, whether it was her swimsuit walk was freaking slaying, her evening gown walk was so great. In prelims, I didn't feel like I saw her leg enough, and there was a giant high slit, and she killed it with showing her leg a little bit more in finals night. So I thought that was really great when it came to evening gown for her. North Carolina obviously killed it. I thought her dress was different, and I like that. I'm the type of person I love like classic sexy that's also just got a little bit something different. So I love that about her dress. It's timeless. That shape, that cut is going to be beautiful forever. And then she had something a little different going on. So I love that. And her hair, hello. We got to get into that a little bit more, but her hair, like massive and beautiful and curly and her natural curl, and I just thought that was so beautiful that more girls are being more brave to wear their natural curl on stage. The first Miss USA that I remember that got crowned in her natural curl was Susie Castillo, a great friend of mine. She's Dominican and Puerto Rican, and she won Miss USA with curly hair, and I thought that was so cool. Then obviously there was Kyra, and now the new Miss North Carolina USA who won Miss USA. Again, spoiler alert, sorry if you haven't watched it, but I would assume you have if you're watching this review video. So loved her. Florida, okay, let's talk about her gown really quick. I love the overall appearance of her gown, the way she spun it around, perfection. I did not like the two slits. I will never like two slits, I don't think, because it kind of gets stuck between your legs and it almost looks like you're wearing a diaper. Not her, obviously, but you know what I'm saying? It it gets stuck between the legs. So if I were her or any girl that's looking at a 2-slit dress, I would sew up one of the slits so you have your leg popping out strong of one slit and it doesn't get stuck between your legs. But I loved how she had command of her dress and like whipped it around. It was really beautiful. Oklahoma, I don't know if you guys know this. I'm sure some pageant fans picked up on it, but she was wearing actually Sarah's Miss Universe gown. Little details that are not on the original Sherry design were on that gown, so like it was Sarah's gown. I thought it looked amazing on her. I thought it flattered her figure beautifully. So yeah, she killed. And while we're talking about gown and top 10, let's quickly pop into the fact that all the girls are wearing Sherry Hill. What do you guys think about that? If you want to know what I think about it, that's why we're here. Overall, I prefer the option to see diversity in the gown designers. I don't love that it has to be only Sherry Hill, but I do love Sherry Hill's designs. Like, she's an amazing designer. She makes gowns that fit a woman's body beautifully, and I love that the girls have the option to kind of like custom make their gowns, so that was great. But I wore Michael Costello. Actually, I'm trying to think, a lot of the most recent Miss USA winners all wore Sherry. I think I'm the first one in a long time not to. Olivia Culpo before that, I think. But everybody pretty much wears Sherry and they win Miss USA, except for me and Olivia Culpo, and I'm sure other girls farther back. So that goes to show her designs are absolutely amazing, but I like and I would prefer that there's the option not to. If you watch Carolina's, one of the girls I coached last year, I didn't get her this gown, that was her own connections, but I love the gown that she wore. It wasn't Sherry, it was an international designer, and it was phenomenal. Yeah. So good. So I love that there's options to change it up. Same with like another Nevada girl. She wore a local Nevada designer, Brittany McGowan, one of my very, very, very good friends, my besties. And that was so cool. It was a detachable train. It was so sick. It was unexpected. And I just like the option for girls to wear something different. Sherry's amazing, but so are other designers. So I know it's like a contractual thing, like a financial thing. I'm sure she paid a certain amount to be the exclusive sponsor. So MUO granted that for her. So I get that in the financial part of it, but I don't know if I love it for the girls. I was surprised that all the girls did look completely different. For the most part, I didn't really see anybody with the same design or style. So that's good, because I was nervous that girls were going to walk out in the same dress or something that looked almost exactly identical. So I love that. Let's cut right into top 5, y'all, because we need to like get this moving. So top 5 was New Mexico, North Carolina, Nevada, Oklahoma, and Arkansas. And I was really happy with that top 5. I could have switched out Ohio in there with maybe Arkansas. No offense, Arkansas, you're so beautiful. Oh my gosh. And you did so wonderfully. But this is a review video. You gotta keep it real. Or what I was even hoping was they were gonna maybe surprise us with the top 6 like they've done in the past, because I would have really loved to have Ohio up there. I think she deserved to keep moving up a little bit more. And I would have loved to hear her speak on her platform and see the way that she could have possibly incorporated it in with the questions. Top 5, I'm gonna talk quickly about each of the girls and then we'll cut into top 3. So for this whole video, if you have more questions, things you want me to dive deeper into, I will be doing so on Chai Tea Tuesday this week, and I might have a guest appearance person to talk about Miss USA with me a little more. So if you have very specific questions, please put those below. If I left something out, whatever, let's talk about that. All right, top 5 was New Mexico. I loved her first answer. I thought it was strong. I thought it was eloquent. I thought it was thoughtful and intentional and personal to her. And I loved all of that. Obviously, when I coach girls, I talk about bringing it back to yourself and speaking from your heart, because that's the way that you're going to be able to answer any big, scary question, is just talk about something that's close to your heart that relates to that question. I think she did wonderful. And to kind of foreshadow into something that I would have adjusted slightly in top 3 was she stayed on one subject and just killed it with that one subject. I think that was absolutely perfect. North Carolina, you heard her answer and you're like, she's the one to beat. Question-wise, like, homegirl slayed. And overall, as you'll hear, I'm sure all over social media, no doubt about it, once she was in top 5, when it comes to answering questions, she was the one to beat faux show. She slayed the questions. Nevada, I was so bummed for her. Oh Oh my gosh. So Tiana, I wanted to get into Tiana a little bit more, why I love her so much. Tiana is part Samoan, I think half Samoan, and she represents her culture so beautifully. I was the host for Miss Nevada USA, and when she won, I was trying so hard not to cry because of the love and support of her family and the culture. Like the way that they cheer out, the way that you hear them like supporting her is just so beautiful, and she reps her culture so proudly, being Black and being Samoan, and I thought that that was just amazing. Like I love her as a person individually, who she is, how she carries herself, and I love her culture and the culture that she represents. Her answer started off really strong, and then she got a little bit tongue twisted, and that's the worst thing ever when you're on stage and you're like, shoot, why is this happening to me? I know exactly what I want to say. So I feel really bad for her because I know she's so well spoken, but those moments happen. She didn't have a YouTube moment where it's like, oh, it's gonna be replayed everywhere. She just stumbled on her words a little bit. Love you, Tiana. So proud of how beautifully you represented Nevada and your family, and you did so great. So cheering on Tiana for sure. And then Arkansas, who didn't make it, she did well, but at this point you had to be so strong. Oklahoma answered very strong as well, and she's just so beautiful, and I love that she's just a strong, diverse woman, and the way that she represented herself was wonderful. Top 3 was New Mexico, North Carolina, Oklahoma. I was happy with this top 3, especially in the top 5. That's what I assumed. I was like, okay, these girls are for sure moving forward. Obviously, I was hoping for Nevada because she's my girl, you know, Nevada sisters. I was so happy with this top 3. Going to Oklahoma a little bit more, I have been following her on social media for quite some time. I don't follow a lot of girls. Sometimes I'll even like check out their Instagram and then maybe follow them, maybe not. But I was obsessed with her. She's so real, so sweet, so honest, so open, so down to earth. I love that she represents her diversity and her culture, being Native American, being Black, being white, having all these different things that make her who she is, which in my opinion is what America is. Like we are a melting pot, and she so beautifully represents that. So I loved her overall whole message and every single thing that she represented. North Carolina, getting into hers a little bit more. She is beautiful. Let's take a moment. Okay, we'll take this moment later talking about America, Team, and USA. So happy about that. North Carolina, she just has this amazing presence. She's just so intellectual. She's an attorney. She is Elle Woods, but on steroids. I don't know how to explain it. Like she is beautiful. She speaks well. She is an attorney. She dresses well. She has the most gorgeous hair ever. Like she is just this all around amazing woman. And I completely see why she won Miss USA. Especially when it came to the top 3 answers. I feel like Oklahoma and North Carolina had the strongest answers. New Mexico's answer was good as well, but kind of going back to what I said before, I would have wanted her to pick one direction and just go strong there. And I think everything happens for a reason. So speaking of, oh, and then Oklahoma, she also had a very strong answer. But speaking of the top 2, it was New Mexico and North Carolina. I, at that point, could not tell exactly who was going to be in the top 2. I had hoped New Mexico because she's my girl and I'm so proud of her, but I just couldn't tell when it was in top 3. So it got down to top 2, New Mexico and North Carolina. At that point, my mind was saying, okay, might be North Carolina. She had the stronger answer. And then in my heart, I was saying, New Mexico, New Mexico, New Mexico. Just because that one answer wasn't as strong didn't mean that she wasn't going to be an amazing Miss USA and represent our country beautifully on the Miss Universe stage. So I had my mind and my heart kind of torn. But the winner was North Carolina, and I'm so happy to welcome her into our Miss USA sisterhood. So for me, obviously, I'm cheering on the girl that I've gotten to know through social media or the girl that I coached. But at the end of the day, for me as a former Miss USA, we have a new sister in our sisterhood, and I am so thrilled about that. And everything else goes out the window. Like, sure, I was cheering on so-and-so. Love her. Love your girl. But I now have a new Miss USA sister. So for me, I'm so excited to welcome her into our sisterhood. Congratulations. She was perfection, and she's going to represent us so beautifully at the Miss Universe stage and just her entire year as Miss USA. I can't wait to hear her in her interviews. I can't wait to see all the fun different ways that they style her. Can't wait to see her all of her different appearances. Like, this is going to be a really fun year. I'm so excited for the new Miss USA. I'm bummed out for New Mexico. Of course, I wanted her to win, and she would have been a bilingual, first-generation American Miss USA, which would be so cool. Keep an eye out for her. She's gonna be doing great things. This video is over. Make sure you give me a thumbs up, even if you don't agree with my opinions. Why not just be nice? Give this video a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel. My next Chai Tea Tuesday will be kind of a follow-up video, so let me know if you have any questions, any thoughts. If there's any mean comments down here, I'm just deleting it. I ain't got time for that. Sorry. Sorry, not sorry. So if you guys have any thoughts or any things you want me to discuss in detail a little bit further, please comment below and I will do my best to pull all of those and include them in the next Chai Tea Tuesday. So love you guys. Thank you for watching and bye. See you next time.